Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with the next update for my decor panning. It has definitely been a while since I both filmed and uploaded, and I will give you a brief kind of update on that. There's nothing like specific that's gone on, to be honest. I mean, you all know that about a month ago I did get a puppy and I did update you on that. I did a get ready with me. I shared her with my last palette update. And yeah, I just kind of updated you on that, and I was fully expecting that to be like that be it basically. I took a little bit of a break then, but just a couple of days, and then yeah, once we kind of had her here and stuff, I will get back into it pretty quickly. And for the first 2 weeks we had her, I was off from work, and that definitely helped. I mean, it was very intense in general having her in the beginning, because yeah, having a puppy at home is very a lot of work basically. You have to wake up several times a night, you have to watch them all the time, take them out like every hour, sometimes even more than an hour in the beginning. So it's been very intense. She is settling down though, or like not settling down, but she's getting kind of more into a routine with us, which is really great. But after those 2 weeks off, I kind of faced a completely new challenge, and that was getting back to work, filming and taking care of a puppy. And that just kind of like completely basically slapped me in the face, and I was not expecting how difficult it would be to manage all three of those. So that's basically why I haven't posted anything in a while. I have had busy weekends for the last couple of weeks. I was away last weekend, the weekend before. I also had plans like every single day for the weekend, and during the weekend is when I usually film, but since I was away where I didn't get a chance to film the previous 2 weekends, I fell behind on my filming schedule. And before we got Lexi, my kind of solution to that would always be like filming before work, which is completely fine, and that is something that I was quite used to doing, and it was fine. I just woke up like an hour earlier than I had to and then filmed, and that was perfect. But now if I wake up an hour early, someone who's right here next to me wakes up too, and she wants to play and she wants attention. She can't, like, she's pretty good at laying in, but if we are up, she's up too. So that just completely ruined my chances to film before work, and yeah, that's basically why I've fallen off filming and falling off posting. I am filming this update on the Thursday, on the 26th, and it will hopefully go up today if I get a chance to edit it. And obviously the decor panning project usually goes up on the 20th, but I completely did not like get a chance to film before then, so that is why I'm late, and that's also where I've been. So now you know. Hopefully I'm going to be better at managing everything again. If I continue to struggle to film and everything, I might lower the amount of videos that I post in a month, because normally before this whole puppy thing happened, I was posting like every other day, and that was like my unofficial schedule. But I might lower that to like every 3 days, or maybe like a set kind of, I don't know, 3 days a week or something. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's basically where we're in. So without any more rambling, I'm just going to jump into the update itself. Decor panning was created by Emilynmax here on YouTube, and she was inspired by books with Maddie. So I will have both of their channels linked down below. If you're new to this project, I would really recommend checking out Emily's intro video, because she explains the rules really thoroughly in that. So I do believe I also have that linked down below. So I'm actually going to skip over the rules because I've rambled on far enough in the introduction of this video, and I'm just going to jump into the 5 products that I'm working on currently. So the first product that I have to talk about is my Stila Glitter and Glow in the shade Smouldering Satin. This has actually been in since the start of this project, and I rolled this in for something glittery, and as of the last update I actually depotted this, and I currently have it in an empty, or no longer empty, Colourpop Super Shock Shadow packaging, because it was just drying out. It was really difficult getting it out on the wand, and I have actually gotten much more use out of this since it was depotted. This is what it looked like last month. I do believe I took a before picture since I depotted it, and in the past month I have used this 4 times, and this is what it looks like now. So you can hopefully see that I did hit pan on this, and I have used it quite a bit. I definitely have lowered the product, and it is getting quite a, you know, it's getting lowered 100%. I only used it 4 times, but I believe 2 out of those times were as nail polish, and that I use quite a lot, so that definitely obviously helped with me hitting pan on this. To be honest, in the last like maybe even 3 weeks or so, since I am filming this a bit late, I have not used this at all. I completely forgot about it, but I definitely need to get back into using this. It's not going to be a shade that I reach for very often in summer, so maybe continue using it as a nail polish is the way to go, and then just every now and then add it into my eye looks. Because yeah, 4 times a month is good, but ideally I would want to be around 5 uses or so, which I actually only managed to do 1 month, which was the first month it was in, because yeah, that was the only month I used it 5 times. Otherwise it was 3 uses, 2 uses, and now 4 uses. So better this past month since the potting it, but still not where I want to be. So I still continue pushing on this, and every time I do an update to this project, I remember I have this in and I started using it again, and then I completely forget about it. So yeah, I need to get my use in on this before I neglect it again, and hopefully I will have some good progress to show you next month. And also now, since I have depotted it, I can more easily show you the progress in photos as well. Next up we have my Becca under eye corrector, and I just have one of the minis, or like the deluxe size samples I guess. And this one I do want to finish. It was, I believe this was almost completely brand new when I introduced this into the project, and I have used this consistently like throughout this whole project. Again, this has been in since the start, and it's been a while since I rolled this in now, but I do think I rolled it in for something you own multiple of, because I do have a couple backups of this, because I didn't know that Becca would sell this product as well as Champagne Pop to Smashbox when they were going out of business, so I didn't think I would be able to get it again, so I did stock up on a couple. But yeah, this one I do want to finish, and in the past month I used this 28 times, and this is what it looks like now. I definitely am starting to be able to tell a huge difference. I think I'm pretty close to hitting pan. You can see like on this side here, like where I'm getting to the edge, you basically can see that I have reached the bottom there, but I wouldn't really count it as pan because it's not quite pan, and it's still a bit of product in the middle, but I'm definitely getting there with this one. I use this every time I do my makeup, so that just, yeah, it's just something that I have got now. So yeah, it's just something that I now have got into my routine, which is really helpful. And I'm suspecting this to be done maybe in 2 months time. I think by next month I will definitely have pan on this, and then I think by the update after that I will be able to finish this up completely. So that's going to be my goal, but this will just take as long as it takes, because again I use it every time I do my makeup, and that's all I can use. So yeah, hopefully by 2 months time this will be out, but I'm so happy with the progress I'm making on this product. The next product that I have is a foundation, and this is the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation, and I rolled this in for something like a liquid or something liquid. And this one I wanted to use 50 times or use it up, but I suspected 50 uses would come before I used it up. And as of the last update I had used this 28 times, so I was more than halfway there, and I'm happy to report that in the past month I did use it the additional 22 times to hit my goal on this. And this has actually been laying down on my door, so I can't see where it is settled, but I definitely have a bit left in here. I probably guess I have like maybe a third of this left. I do like this foundation, but it's not my favorite at the moment. But I'm really happy that I got some use out of this, and yeah, I can put it back in my collection now, especially now because we're hitting summer, and this is more of a kind of spring shade for me, because it's a bit pale for me now. I haven't really tanned much, but I have fake tan because I went to a wedding last weekend, and yeah, I faked tan for that, although that is probably fading a bit, but this is a bit too light for me now, so I'm happy that I hit my goal on this before we got into like the self-tanner months of the year. Another product that has been in for 2 months now is my Colourpop Super Shock Shadow in Sailor. This one I rolled in for a Graveyard Product Pan product because yeah, I just wanted to pick something that I have worked on in a previous project, and all of my Super Shock shadows have been in product previously, and I have pan on all of them, so I just decided to pick one of those to continue expanding the pan. And my goal with this one was to use it 30 times, and as of the last update, which is here, I had used this 22 times already, so I only had 8 more uses to go, and I'm happy to say that I was able to use this 8 more times, and this is what it looks like now. So you can see that I was able to expand the pan pretty nicely. I can't really remember where I was at the last update, but I do know that I already had expanded the pan quite a bit. But considering where I was when I started, because I remember with like basically most of my Super Shock shadows, I just have like, I always try to wear them down evenly, but I do only have a small pan in all of them. So this pan here is a really good progress. Like, it's massive comparison to all the other ones that I have, so I'm so happy that I managed to get some good progress out of this one, and now can roll it out. Then the very final product that I have in this project at the moment is my Sleek Solstice palette, and this one I rolled in last month. I was trying to remember what I rolled this in for, but I do actually think this was also rolled in for Graveyard Product Pan, because I think that's what it was. I know I had this in product previously, so I think that's why. But if not, you can watch back my last video, but I'm pretty sure that's what the prompt was. So I rolled this one in, and my goal with this is to hit a pan in one of the 2 remaining shades that don't have pan. And as of the last update, this was the palette looked like. I have decided to focus on the lilac shade in the palette, and so far in the past month I have used this one 12 times. And this is what it looks like now. I think maybe you can tell a little bit of a dip there in the center. I have used this mainly as an inner corner highlight, to be honest, because both of the shades that are left without pan are more kind of, they're either really pale or like this lilac shade is more cool toned, so they're better for me in winter, and that's why I kind of focus on them as inner corner highlights, or like specifically this one. I don't know how long this was gonna take to hit pan. I'm hoping maybe in like 2 months time I'll have pan. If I really focus in on it, I might be able to pan by next month, because the pans in this isn't like, I mean, they are pretty deep. I'm looking at this pan here that I have finished up previously. That was like the cream shade, and yeah, they look pretty deep, to be honest. But this one here that I have pan on doesn't look like it's very deep. Anyway, I'm hoping by at least 2 months time I will have a pan on this, but maybe by next month, but I won't guarantee anything. We'll just see how it goes. And if I didn't say already, I used this one 12 times in the past month. So I did hit my goal on 2 items. I hit my goal on the foundation and the Super Shock Shadow in Sailor. So I do have my deck of cards right here. I've shuffled them, but I'm just currently shuffling it a bit more just in my hands to make sure it's properly shuffled. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick 2 cards and then go ahead and see what they correspond to on the updated game board. Okay, so I have my game board below me, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut the deck one last time and then just pick the cards from the top. So the first card I'm gonna get is gonna be two of hearts. I never know what to say. Is it 2 of hearts, right? Not heart of, yeah, 2 of hearts. And ooh, okay, 2 of hearts is kids / pet choice, and I don't have kids, but I do now have a pet, and she's sleeping right next to me. I do not want to wake her up though to pick something. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a couple of products that I will want her to choose from, and then once she wakes up I'm probably going to insert footage of what she chooses. And yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, but that is going to be the first one. That's interesting. This is the first time like I've actually been able to do this prompt, because like I said, this is the first month I really have a pet, and this is the first time I am pulling this prompt, so that's very kind of fitting. But that's going to be the first one, and then the second prompt is going to be 10 of hearts, and 10 of hearts is backup item duplicates. Okay. That's not going to be the easiest, because I am working on the Becca under a Corrector already, and I think is that the only backup I have? I think it might actually be, I think I don't even have any backup or duplicates apart from that product anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and look, and if I can't find anything, I mean, I do have like, no, I don't even have like backup brow gels anymore or backup mascaras. I have a backup liquid eyeliner, but I'm currently already panning my liquid eyeliner that I have open, so I don't think I have anything that's a duplicate or a backup. So I think all I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a third card just in case, but I will check if I do have any backup item, and if I do I will pull that in, otherwise I will just go for my backup card instead. So let's just pick a backup card, and that's going to be 9 of spades. So 9 of spades is your astrology sign, which is Scorpio. So I'll go ahead and pick something like Scorpio related, if I can't find anything that is a backup item or duplicate. So yeah, that is going to be like the prompt, and I'm going to go ahead and pick out my items, and I will be right back. So I'm back, and I have my new products, and I could not find any duplicates in my collection, so I decided to go with the astrology sign for the second product. But for the first one, which is going to be my pet's choice, I just thought I'm going to keep it simple and continue with my Super Shock shadows, because I have quite a few of them and I don't reach for them very often. And since they're all kind of similar shapes and everything, I thought it would be easier for, I don't know, it's more kind of neutral when she gets to pick one. So I decided to go for 4 of them, and she gets to pick one of these. So the first shade I have to choose from is a DGAF, which is like warm kind of brown. It has like a red base and then like a gold shift to it. It's really pretty, and that's the first shade. The second one she gets to choose for is Super Hardcore, which is like a light kind of champagne color. It's just like a inicorn shade mainly, so I thought that would be an easy one if she picks that one. Then the next one we have is Fluffy, which is a beautiful shade. It's like a gold with a bit of a pink sheen to it. It's a bit different, but it's still mainly a gold, and I thought this would also be really pretty enough for summer. And then the last shade that I have to choose from is the shade Amaze, which is more of a kind of, again, like a golden shade, but a bit more kind of champagne-y, almost like not quite rose gold, but a bit more leaning that way rather than just pure gold. So those are the 4 shades that she is going to pick between, and I was thinking, depending on what she gets, it's going to be difficult putting a usage goal on, because like the inner corner highlight, for example, would be super easy to use, similar to how I use Sailor. But I'm thinking we're still going to stick with 30, because even if I get a difficult shade, I don't mind if it's in a couple months. I just want to get some more progress out of my super shock shadows. And what I mentioned before is like, you know, all of my pans kind of look like this, just like a little bit of a pan in the middle, but not much around it. And that's why I'm so happy that I expanded the pan so much in Sailor. And hopefully if I roll in one of these 4 and put the usage goal of 30 again, I can expand the pan similarly. So that is what I'm going to do. So she's going to pick one of these 4, and I think what I'm going to do is just insert footage of that here. Lexi, sit. Wait. Okay. Good girl. Which one? Which one did you pick? That one? Okay, thank you. So she picked DJAF. Say thank you, baby girl. Okay. So now you guys know what she picked. I don't know yet, she's still sleeping, so once she wakes up I'm going to film that part, but whichever one she chose is going to be the one I use 30 times. Then for the next prompt, I originally rolled the duplicates, and I don't really have any duplicates apart from maybe similar colors. Like, I was thinking I probably have like lipsticks that are similar or like dupes, but I'm currently doing a different lip product pan, and most of my lipsticks are still in like a bag that I randomize each month, so I don't want to pull them all out and kind of mess with that project. So that was out of the question. I already am panning Coralista, which is a dupe or similar color to Milani Luminoso. I mentioned I'm already panning the Becca under eye corrector, which is I do have a duplicate of backup of. And other than that, I can't really think of any backups that I have. So yeah, I kind of decided to skip over that one because I don't really have any backups anymore. I really tried hard to work away from that mentality, and because of that I decided to go with the next prompt, which was Scorpio, or it was astrology sign, but my astrology sign is Scorpio. And when I was kind of thinking what to pick, I don't really have any zodiac inspired palettes like the Colourpop one or the BH one, so I couldn't really go for that. So I was thinking like I should just go with something that is like color wise, something that I think of Scorpios. And when I think of Scorpios, or like what colors are usually presented with Scorpios, or like, you know, if someone doing like a zodiac inspired makeup, usually it's either like black, red, burgundy, those kind of colors. So what I decided to do is I decided to roll in a palette, more eyeshadows because I'm crazy, but I just want to use as many of my eyeshadows this year as possible. But I decided to roll in a palette, and the palette that I decided to roll in both work in the sense of the packaging, but also most of the inside. And I decided to go with my Natasha Denona Sunrise palette, and this kind of color is exactly what I mean. It's like a burgundy kind of, it has a bit of orange to it, like with the ring light head you can see the orange tones, but it's like a reddish kind of, yeah, very kind of rusty kind of color, and that reminds me of Scorpio. And then on the inside again we have a lot of those colors, like these 3 reds here are exactly what I mean, like even this like kind of rusty this kind of rusty orange, this brown down here, and a lot of this is kind of speaks Scorpio to me. This like kind of, I mean this is like a bit more purple, but again I feel like those kind of tones are also Scorpio. I did look at like a few color story. Let me get my phone and I'll show you what I mean. So I found loads of pictures, but like when I looked for example at things like this, you can see like the color story of all the different signs. All of them are like pastel or colorful, whatever, and then you have one color or one sign that is not, and that is Scorpio. It does have these kind of like again like rusty kind of colors, like it has a bit of purple, red, brown, quite deep, so I thought this one would go quite nicely. I don't really have any like dedicated like smoky palettes like that, because obviously this one does still have a few lighter colors, but overall I think this color story just speaks Scorpio to me, and that's why I decided to roll this in. And when it comes to what I want my goal with this to be is, I think I'm gonna do a no pan left behind kind of thing. I have rolled in palettes to product before, and I usually put like a usage goal on the palette, but in this case I just want to do a no pan left behind because I have used this palette in the past, but I have not yet used all the shades, and that's what I want to do. So yeah, my goal with this is to use every single shade at least once, and then I am able to roll this palette out. So maybe I can do that by next month already, we'll see. Hopefully I can do it by next month, but if not, definitely in 2 months time, and that is going to be my last product. So that is it for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm gonna try to be better at posting again. I'm gonna stick with my one video every 2 days for now. I think I do have a video that's going up tomorrow though, because I am behind, and I have actually filmed my Project Apocalypse update. I filmed that ages ago, but I haven't had a chance to update, and this project was kind of more urgent to update in my opinion, so that's gonna go up tomorrow. And then after that I think I'm gonna start getting back on track. So fingers crossed I can keep that this time, but if I do become absent again, then you know what it is. I'm just overwhelmed with life of a puppy and my new kind of getting into a new routine basically. I'm so excited though. I'm so happy having her here. Like, she's bringing so much joy to our lives, and she's grown like crazy. She's all, I mean, you saw her in the clip that I inserted, and if you saw my intro video, like where I showed her for you the first time, she has grown so much. She's like, I feel like she's tripled in size since we got her, which is insane. But yeah, we love her very much, and I'm very happy to have her, but it's just been a lot getting used to the new routine. So that is where I've been, and I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and otherwise I will catch you in my next one, which hopefully shouldn't be too soon this time. But yeah, have a nice day. Bye.